We must return to the innermost alchemy of the word. We must even give up the word too, to keep for poetry its last and holiest refuge.
The question of language was absolutely central to Dada, because language was perceived as the mother lode of culture. Language guides our behavior. Language determines what we can think and not think, and what we can do and not do. It actually affects our perception of the world. Okay? And the ramifications are huge in terms of how you perform the rest of your life in terms of that culture. So to cancel that out cancels out nationalism, it cancels out behavior driven by specific national languages and so on, and establishes what you might call a kind of a common ground from which then you could redefine or re-articulate a language or re-articulate shared language or whatever.
Language in the mind of Hugo Ball had been so misused and so corrupted by politicians and the press that words had ceased to have meaning. His solution was to move away from the meaning of words to the meaning of sounds.
There was a kind of attitude that they could already understand the world as an unity that could be used.
And thus, in an effort to free words from syntax, Ball developed the idea of the Lautgedicht, or sound poem. The high point of Cabaret Voltaire was Hugo Ball's performance on June 23rd of his sound poem, Elephant Caravan. Dressed in a Cubist version of a shaman's or witch doctor's costume, Ball was unable to walk, and so he was escorted with great ceremony onto the stage. It began as a simple performance, a reading, but halfway through the delivery of his so-called nonsense verse, Ball fell under its spell and found himself transported to a wholly unexpected place, in need of a way to return home.
The heavy vowel sequences and the plodding rhythm of the elephants in Elephant Caravan had given me one last crescendo. But how was I to get to the end? Then I noticed that my voice had no choice but to take on the ancient cadence of priestly lamentation. O Gadji Beri Bimba, Glandridi Lauli Loni Kadori, Gajama Bimberi Glasala, Glandridi Glasala Tufum I Zimbrabim, Blasa Galasasa Tufum I Zimbrabim. For a moment, it seemed as if there were a pale, bewildered face in my Cubist mask, that half frightened, half curious face of a 10-year-old boy, trembling and hanging avidly on the priest's words in the requiems and high masses in his home parish. Then the lights went out, as I had ordered, and bathed in sweat, I was carried down off the stage like a magical bishop.